We are living through a high period for the super sports car. Never before has there been such a talented list of offerings, each with their own unique talents. The list of 10 cars below features everything from hardcore hooligans to more delicate alternatives. There's a car for all tastes in this segment, but the ones below are our picks of the bunch. If you new here, please subscribe my channel and let's start it. Number 10. Maserati GranTurismo MC. While it lacks the dynamic sparkle or engagement of others, the GranTurismo MC makes up ground with drama thanks to its high-revving V8 and gorgeous, Italian looks. The car's steering feels old-fashioned, with the hydraulic assistance passing on the sort of low-intensity feedback that electric systems filter out as unwanted noise. Plus, the car's chassis wants to understeer. Some will simply see sufficient appeal in a Pininfarina-designed four-seater with a Ferrari-built engine to justify the price. It is really starting to feel its age, and the segment contains many more rational offerings, but emotionally speaking, this Maserati remains a compelling choice. Number 9. Ferrari Portofino. As the replacement for the California T, the handsomely styled and glamorously titled Ferrari Portofino now represents the entry-level, affordable offering in Maranello's model lineup, if there is such a thing. Sharper, faster and more focused than the California T, the Portofino stands out as an exceptionally pointed sports car. Its steering is lightning quick, its gear changes delivered with the sort of forceful, confident conviction you'd expect from the likes of a supercar. Its refreshed twin-turbocharged V8, meanwhile, now develops some 592 bhp and 561 lb-ft, so the sprint from 0–60 mph is now dispatched in an eye-widening 3.5 sec. And with a folding metal roof that can be retracted in 14 sec, there's unlimited scope to bask in its rich, authentically Ferrari soundtrack. As a sports car then, there's much to like about the Portofino. But there's a hitch: this is also intended to be a comfortable, fast and incredibly livable Grand Tourer. And given just how sharp and overtly dynamic Ferrari has now made it, this conflicted personality is tricky to overlook. Number 8. Nissan GT-R Nismo. It may have been around for more than a decade now, but the Nissan GT-R remains one of the quickest, most capable super sports cars money can buy. The hardcore Nismo version builds on this. There's a more aggressive aero package that includes a sizable rear wing, an increase in torsional rigidity, as well as tweaked springs, dampers and anti-roll bars for even greater levels of agility. Nissan says these modifications make the GT-R Nismo even more playful on the limit, which can only be a good thing. Its steering is impressively incisive and accurate, while the fact that it seems happier to send its power rearwards in order to bring its tail end into play serves to confirm Nissan's modifications have worked as intended. Of course, it's still devilishly quick in a straight line too. Its 3.8-liter V6, whose twin turbos come courtesy of Nissan's GT-R GT3 race car, produces some 592 bhp and 481 lb-ft. Nissan don't quote an official 0–60 mph time, but it wouldn't be a stretch to say it might well dip below the 3.0 sec mark. It might be showing its age, but the GT-R Nismo remains as brutally effective as ever. Number 7. Mercedes-AMG GT. With the body structure of a supercar, an engine from a muscle saloon, suspension tuned for maximum attack on the track and yet the practicality and sophistication of an elegant coupe, or roadster, the GT is an even more bewildering addition to the sports car world than the Mercedes-Benz SLS was. Of course, there would be times when you'd grow tired of its high adrenaline temperament and lack of civility, sure, but the highs would outweigh those occasions. But the car is so capable, as cars twice its price. It is extremely lovable, even if not quite as delicately beautiful to drive as a 911 turbo. Number 6. Audi R8 V10. The Audi R8's technical relation to the company's motorsport efforts is clear. The car is a visceral, singular tribute to power and performance, noise and revs, grip and traction. It's hugely exciting to drive, although not quite as rounded, communicative or usable enough as the very best super sports cars. The latest R8 has lost some of the old car's character for a more digital form. So while we are impressed overall with the second-generation Audi R8, especially with its looks, performance and sound, it still falls short of more rounded rivals like the BMW i8, Porsche 911 Turbo S and McLaren 570S. Number 5. Honda NSX. Honda has managed to deploy world-first powertrain technology with a superb lightness of touch. It has used unconventional means to perfect, rather than reinvent, the conventional junior supercar. And it has produced a very rare breed of mid-engined exotic as a result, one that doesn't shout about its potential or impose itself on your senses, but is instead a very mature and complete driver's car. Despite updates introduced in 2019 which, among the bright orange paint job, included detailed chassis tweak and recalibrations for the Adapt V damping, steering and four-wheel drive, it could still be better equipped, nicer to travel in and a touch more luridly exciting at times. However, for its fusion talents, it deserves respect. Arguably only the McLaren 570S offers a more compelling driving experience, but it does so with a far simpler powertrain. Number 4. Aston Martin DB11 V8. The DB11 V8 isn't the most refined in its class, with tire roar and a curiously loud rustle of air passing over the base of a pillar. Interior fit isn't good enough either, even if the abundance of leather is supremely soft to the touch. The Mercedes-AMG S63 Coupe surpasses the Aston on both counts, though you'll forfeit driver involvement if you choose the Big Merc. If you're sitting in a DB11 V8, the AMG-sourced engine up front sets the tone for what this car can, dynamically speaking, do so well. It's so deeply intuitive to steer. This is a hugely desirable product, one that ranks ahead of its V12 sibling. Number 3. Porsche 911 Turbo S. The most broadly capable model in the 991 lineup is back for the 992 generation, and once again ranks as arguably the quickest point-to-point car on the planet. Four-wheel drive and new twin-turbocharged engine tuned to 641 bhp contrive to deliver a 2.6 sec 0-62 mph time and a top speed comfortably north of 200 mph. And as with other 911s in the current range, you can also expect a first-class cabin and a degree of subtlety absent from some of the more extrovert cars on this list. And that's a large part of the appeal with the Turbo S, which will soon be available in regular, non-S turbo guise. Despite its manic pace, it doesn't shout everywhere it goes, and its ability to swallow big distances makes it an authentic alternative even to GT-leaning rivals such as the Aston Martin DB11. Naturally, it'll thrill like few else on AB Road too. Intuitive steering and just a hint of that rear-biased weight distribution give the driver options, though admittedly the Porsche still isn't quite as playful as some on this list. Number 2. McLaren 570S. The 570S occupies a purer and more exciting territory than its sports car rivals, but it's also more forgiving and more comfortable than them as well. Its performance level is exceptional, without compromise to drivability. Its handling is equally outstanding, a special mix of track-ready purpose, with on-road compliance, precision and stability, and enriched by wonderful control feedback. It is more exotic than the Porsche 911, more delicate than an Audi R8 V10 Plus and more practical than a BMW i8. There's little doubt that McLaren's mid-range model is actually the car for the company to make its reputation. Number 1. Aston Martin Vantage. Aston Martin has taken a giant leap into true blue driver's car territory with the new Vantage. Never before has Gaydon departed so clearly from its traditional preference for fairly laid-back, long-legged, old-school front-engined GT sports cars than it has here. So much about the new Vantage, from its first-order performance level to its tight, tenacious body control, to its impressively advanced driveline specification and its on-track composure, handling precision and staying power, tells you loud and clear that it's ready to transform Aston into a firm that can be taken seriously by real petrolheads who've stuck to their Porsches and upper-level BMW M cars. Better still, it's now available with a manual gearbox. Never have you been able to drive a series production Aston as hard as this, or really contemplate using one like you might a track-ready 911. Partly perhaps as a result of all that newfound grip and purpose, the car doesn't quite overcome the limitations of its size and weight and involve like the greatest drivers' cars when driven on the road, but it certainly enriches everyday use as a super sports car should, and as only an Aston Martin could. This is the lastest top 10 supercar list. Which one is your favorite? Comment below. Hope you all enjoy the video. If you enjoy the video, give a like, share with your friends, and if you are new here, subscribe for the more information. Thanks for watching. See you soon in the next video.